get ganked very easily. Yeah,
there you
okay.
go.
I think when you have the Spirit Breaker in the game, you need to think about your mid heroes. If they pick TA now, and then all of a sudden the Spirit Breaker charges in and there's an Ember, that TA will die.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you need something that's a little bit more maneuverable. So
But
Puck's nice.
let's just look at Team Secret's options right now, because if they just pick up any late game securing hero, then they just put RNG on such a hard timer. And that's what they're going to do. The Juggernaut comes out, yeah.
I mean, I don't even think it's that. I think you just need to pick something that can scale, like you say, but that can also fight relatively early, because RNG have this really good tempo lineup at the moment where, this 20-minute mark, if they're ahead in the game, they will push their advantage. They have really good team fight with the Puck and the Phoenix. And this is the kind of hero that I was talking about that protects the egg a little bit. Like, you have this AoE coil, just to lock people in place. You've got the silence as well to stop people getting these key spells off. It's good lockdown against the Ember. Obviously, that leash being available from the coil to stop him from jumping away to a Remnant. I like this pickup a lot.
Alrighty, well, that's our drafts finished off. A lot of aggression coming out from Royal Never Give Up. Team Secret feels a little bit better rounded, but I still think this is going to be a very violent game. And when those violent games come out and the chaos starts to reign, then it can be anybody being the victor. But of course, you do have to favour Team Secret with their track record so far. But Royal Never Give Up definitely still having a chance coming out of this drafting phase. Overall, whose do you prefer? Still Secret?
I think I prefer Secrets, but you can see how RNG could win this game. My only problem is that they don't have great Roche taking potential on Royal Never Give Up, so although you want to push this advantage, I don't see them being able to go high ground at any point, like very easily. And normally you would look towards some kind of hero that picks up the Aegis that allows them to go high ground a little bit easier, but it's going to take them ages to kill it, if they really want to go for that Aegis. It's not easy.
It's not easy. They have their work cut out for them, but of course it wouldn't be a major if things were easy. Let's get into it. Game number 1 between RNG, Royal Never Give Up, versus Team Secret here in the upper brackets of Group A. And Arfu will be heading out towards its middle lane. He's got these observers and sentries to put down, using the roll to get himself forward and get there quicker than anybody else. And that's a lot of Sebs coming out as well. Wow, they got some nice long Sebs.
Oh, there's even more.
Well, they're not done yet. Flyby heading up to that top lane as well. He's queuing up the bottle already. Just wants to be. What kind of lane is this for Flyby up at top against the Spirit Breaker and the Juggernaut?
It's okay. The thing is, Yabsor's playing this Witch Doctor. I was going to say, so on this position 4. So if Secret try lane up against this Darkseer early on, they should be okay. But it's going to mean that Zai's going to have a little bit more of a difficult time down in bot lane up against the CK. Luckily for him, Phoenix isn't the strongest position 5. Doesn't really zone the Sand King that well, so I think Zai should be okay. Secret's lanes don't look too bad to me. They have decent kill potential with the Cask and the Maledictus with the spin on top from Nisha. So they do have to be a little bit careful, especially before this surge comes up online for the Darkseer.
Arfu looking for the bounty rune maybe? No, with Puppy and Nisha, and of course Yapsul coming into this one that will scan them off, but they've got some information out of this, which is probably what they're after, and Zai able to pick up the other bounty rune down at bottom. Monet unable to grab 2. And Zai already hanging out behind the tower here. What's his game plan?
I think he's just waiting to see if a support comes in. Yeah, Lanham's going to TP to the tier 1 instead.
You're going to block
no,
those,
he's
try and get
actually
him on the
blocking.
tower? Yeah. Just upset set the wave as much as possible.
Unfortunately, misses the block, and this is going to allow Lanham to get some decent damage in onto him. Very worth it for him.
Yeah, and Monet actually came over and blocked his creeps, so the equilibrium is exactly where RNG want it. Very nice. Meanwhile, up at top, they're going for the charge onto the Darkseer here, running him down. The first blood will come for Secret in the top lane. Very nicely done as Flyby says bye-bye.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Earth Spirit's just starting to mess around with the creep wave. He does have to be careful, though, especially with this charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, this seems to be a fairly nice counter already. It's down in the bottom lane. Zai takes a fall. The charge lands up at top. Spirit Breaker on top of the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit will get these creeps kind of doubled up right now, but he's coming in, and Yapsor is waiting. He's got a paralyzing cask. Won't have anything to bounce to here, but they're just waiting for that charge to come in. Arfu, he's probably going to be dropping here. I think this is going to be the second one for Secret up here at top. So far, 2 kills in that top lane already. Not a great start for RNG up there, but they will be happy with how things are going at bottom as they've managed to take down Zai once.
Yeah, I agree, but Dust in the bot lane as
The
well.
roll coming in onto Zai. They're really looking to punish this guy, and if they kill him again here, which they certainly will, Zai is now not going to have a TP to get back to lane. So Monet is going to have a completely open house shooting range down here at bottom. Meanwhile at mid one laning up versus Setsu. Setsu off to a kind of difficult start here. I don't think it's a particularly Puck-favored lane anymore. There was a time in Dota's history when Puck would probably win this game, win this lane quite a lot, but I think it's pretty even now, would you say?
They kind of just trade farm this game. They'll be fine. At some point, you know, when the Puck hits level 6, you really want a rotation in from this Earth Spirit to try and kill off the Ember. But in the first few levels, they should both farm. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, and the
It's
fact
very
that
skill-based, though.
the Ember Spirit can't jump away with the Remnants once he's leashed. That leash mechanic, very tasty. And gonna probably give mid one a bit of trouble. But until then, it's gonna be open gallery. Meanwhile, Puppy still just holding Flyby back. Yapsaw is in Viz as well, so he's got a sentry up. And actually, yeah, they see the Witch Doctor just inside of the sentry here, and he's even going for the blocks, so Flyby back to the lane.
I'm a little bit worried that they're kind of just leaving Zai to die down here. Not die necessarily, but just not get anything. I feel like you really need this Sanking to be your tempo hero this game. Obviously, mid one can roam around and make things happen, but
yeah, but with Yapsaw on the Witch Doctor, you know, this hero who is not going to really need a whole lot to be effective in the game, I feel like maybe that's kind of the trade-off they're making, saying that Yapsaw should fill in the gaps, which Zai can't. And he's probably going to want us to jungle a bit and slow things down and just kind of farm lanes until he finds this some kind of decent timing in this Blink Dagger. But in the meanwhile, Yapsaw should be the sticky glue which fills in those gaps.
He's just cutting his way through the trees. I will get whatever I can down here.
Yep, this is the aim of the game for him right now. Don't die and get XP. And to be honest, even dying wouldn't be that bad if he gets a couple of creeps for it, to be honest. We might even see him going for a couple of waves or something later on. We shall see. And Lanham even throws in the dust straight up, so now they have to commit to this kill. You've used your early goal to go for this, but they've got the Icarus dive to come through. Monet eating through the trees. They are on top of Zai right now. Zai out of spells and rapidly running out of life, as well as the burn will come through. Sanking is gone. Meanwhile, he's being chased down by Puppy. Has he got the charge? 4 seconds. He's going to need it. Puppy, is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. Under the tower he goes. Puppy, the madman. He's charging up onto the high ground at 4 minutes into the game. He takes Flyby's life. What a guy. What a guy.
I don't think you caught it because you were looking bot, but the Darkseer surged away and Puppy bashed him straight away.
Oh.
Which removed a lot of the time of the surge.
Yeah,
which
was that's unfortunate.
Interesting.
Mid one in the middle lane, and could be in trouble here as Setsu coming in under the tower, misses with the silence. Mid one into the trees here, Setsu getting charged as well. You could find this coming around on him pretty quickly. Mid one got to be careful, but also wants to be able to make this kill happen, but he gets him with the orb. Setsu turn around, kills Mid one over to the trees, gonna get himself away. Puppy will not find the kill, and Mid one takes the fall. Getting really greedy there, Secret, trying to punish that Puck.
Stylish outplay. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty.
He used his fairy fire already, so mid one was quite literally playing with fire there.
Oh, so many kills going on across this map as Arfu charged in the middle lane, drawing our attention over there, but it's actually Zai who is in trouble in the bottom lane as he goes down once again, and now in the top. My goodness, Flyby goes down. Nisha gets it. And this river is flowing red right now. We're currently 9 kills in, 5 minutes into the game. This is, well, you know, I said it was going to be a violent game, and I've yet to be proved wrong.
The thing is, this Darkseer, even though he has Surge, like, he doesn't have boots up, and the Surge is a movement speed bonus now. It doesn't give you, like, the flat max. So even though he tries to Surge away, as long as he absolutely holds his cask when that Surge happens, this Jug with the phase roots, they will just catch up to him anyway. It's very difficult for Flyby on the Darkseer. And Zai down in this bot lane, like, he's still level 2, and Lanham's almost level 4 on the Phoenix. As soon as he gets that level 3 on the Phoenix and the Fire Spirit's damage is effectively doubled, it's really difficult for Zai to ever sustain down here.
He's trying to track him, actually missing with another one of the Fire Spirits. Go on, oh my god. Zai, he's just like bullet time over here. Does finally get hit by one, and misses a CS. Fried Egg dropped on the floor in celebration. Yeah, Zai just getting what he can. Feels actually confident enough to go near the creep wave, which is something we haven't seen for a while. It's a very luxurious time for him.
It is, but at the same time, he has to try and push his limits in here. Like, he might die again, but, you know, that's what it is. Like, he's getting XP at least.
Yeah, he's gets the double stun off, but they're still going to chase him, and with Puppey ripping through, they might actually try and turn this one. Yapsol's coming in as well. They've got the Maledict and the stun out onto Monet. Zai doesn't want to come too close, though. He doesn't have that much health, and Zerol comes in, landing perfectly onto Zai and finding that kill, and now they look forwards for more. Landing pretty low on HP. Yapsol trying to make it back under the tower here, but he's set on fire. Arfu is chasing. Puppey comes in, trying to defend his full position. They'll both get away safely, but they did lose Zai. A nice rotation in from Arfu. RNG just matching the aggression which Secret are trying to put into them.
Yeah, it's really interesting that I just watched mid as well. Mid one's using this flame guard just to sustain himself in the lane up against the orb damage. So like he's not using it aggressively to CS in the lane. He's just using it defensively, and then just constant harass with the Sleight of Fist is coming through as his main source of damage.
Yeah, he's taking a fair couple of hits here, but yeah, with his level 6, it's not a bigger deal. Constantly being able to refill this bottle. Can we take a... Ooh. We certainly cannot, as the door lane goes down. Zai looking really low here. The fire might just finish him off, and they actually get a right click because they've got the vision on. They've even popped the Phantasm for this one. Arfu, he's gone, but gets the denial to the neutral creep, so getting rid of any kind of XP or gold that Secret would get from that one.
That was pretty nice. That is the Phantasm popped from the Chaos Knight as well.
Yeah,
sometimes we see this
towards the end of the fight there, but...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we see the Phantasm skipped on these early levels just to get more points in the stun or the Reality Rift. And normally you see that 1-4-4 build coming out early on, just for the Reality Rift cooldown reduction on each level. But yeah, he goes for the early point in Phantasm, which doesn't really achieve too much. But again, you know, not the end of the world. Tend to see most people farm with the Phantasm anyway in the first couple of uses.
Yeah, it's just kind of puts an end to the fight there and then, and with everybody maledicted, you don't really want to try and keep that one going. Meanwhile, there are two heroes smoked up behind this middle lane, Arfu and Lanham, maybe looking for a little bit of excitement here in the middle lane, but they think better of it right now. This vision around the middle lane, by the way. Both teams committing super hard, but they've actually used a coil for this one, but Setsu could be in some trouble. Nice dodge onto Puppey's charge in, though, and Yapsor and Puppey feeling a little bit silly now, as their gank is completely negated by just one phase shift. Really nicely done from Setsu there. He's got vision all over the place. Meanwhile, Lanham being chased by Mid One a bit. Mid One's got this haste rune, and he is just going in onto the Phoenix right here. Phoenix dropping super low, and Mid One will finish it off.
Stylish.
That Fire Remnant, but is he? He's absolutely fine. He's not even worried.
Not even just the Fire Remnant to finish him off, but he used it to dodge the roll from the Earth Spirit
really
as well.
bought that.
Ooh, top lane. They're going on Flyby.
Yeah, they certainly are, and that was the Omnislash just used their spin to finish the job, and Flyby will be taking another fall up here, but doing okay on the Darkseer, but you know, this is the first pick Darkseer, so you can't expect him to have like the best game in the world, but still pretty rough. Not really what you want from your Darkseer in that off lane. Meanwhile, down at bottom, they get another kill onto Zai.
Can we, Zai's 0, 7 and 0.
What?
I mean, in terms of Zai's performances...
Oh my god. Yeah.
This has been one of the more difficult ones, it has to be said.
Yeah, this is probably one of the worst I've seen, is Setsu in some trouble. He actually gets finished off here. He's gonna die. And the roll comes in forwards onto Yapsor, kicking him back under the tower. He throws down the Maledict, but I think he's already dead. Arfu did find that kill. RNG playing really nicely in this laning phase right now, especially Arfu on this Earth Spirit.
They are playing nicely, and although we've talked about Zai's performance not being the best, Nisha is having...
Looking up at that top lane, 80 CS, 32 denies.
Yeah, like Nisha's having the most free game of his life. So, yeah, he's going to be really happy.
Meanwhile, in the mid, they should grab this kill onto the Earth Spirit here. They're even going to commit with the Death Ward there just to finish it off. But, yeah, not so, like... Obviously, Zai's having a rough time. This is what's expected with this draft, though, right? Like, he's going to die. They have more than enough capability to find him in the trees. They've got the Phoenix with the vision. It's going to happen. I feel like this is kind of something which Puppey said, all right, he's going to die a lot. Let's just make sure we make it up in the rest of the map, and that's what I've been trying to do. But I feel like the Spirit has been the critical component who's been helping and swing these ganks back in the other favor and making things a little bit less sweet for Secret right now. But they do have a 1k gold advantage coming out on the 10-minute mark, so pretty even laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Zai's having a difficult time, but if Nisha's having absolute free farm, my only worry is for this bot lane is that this Phoenix was allowed to get level 6 without even taking the tome. So it's 11 minutes into this game, this Phoenix is now level 7. Which is such a high-leveled Phoenix at this point.
Jesus. And if you get this level 10 talent early enough and you start getting this gold rocking in, then you can lead to some seriously crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you say, the early GPM talent means like, towards this late game, you might see him getting this key item like a Hex against the Ember and the Jug. It's a very big moment for him. And CK has this Midas as well to help him scale. So although Jug's having a good time, at least CK is going to be able to scale a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, always nice to grab this Midas on the CK, just so reliant on items and helps him scale, helps him stay on the map as well. You know, if you just want to keep on fighting and keep on making plays, this Midas allows you to still be making money whilst you do that. And of course, the attack speed works very nicely with the Chaos Strike, so all around thumbs up item for the Midas.
I am wondering whether Zai just like rushes a blink now for initiation on the Sand King, or whether he wants to build an item like the Veil that we see usually when Sand Kings have a good time, just to allow them to stay on the map more. I mean, you would assume that because he's had a rough time, they want that instant initiation, especially on the puck, yeah, and he does queue the blink up. I think it's really important at this point that you don't be too greedy on Zai.
Roll in onto Yapsor here. They want to try and find the Witch Doctor here. It's a small kill, but they're definitely trying to go for it here. But Yapsor actually gets the Maldic down.
Egg.
Phantasm pop, but immediately ripped through from Puppy, but they've already taken down Yapsor. Now the Egg on the back line's not doing a whole lot, but forcing back the side of Secret as Lanham comes flying in on this one. They're controlling up Mono really well. The Omni Slash come through and actually finishing him off. Arfi trying to get away, but no! Nisha gets him with the right click, and that's going to be a couple of kills going their way, and make it another one as another strike comes in from Nisha right now. Drums, Maelstrom, Juggernaut at this 12-minute mark, and he just tears that fight apart. My goodness.
I mean, that Omni Slash absolutely destroyed the CK. And it looked like a really good fight for RNG at first when the Egg came in the backline, but Secret kind of just kited off to the right, down towards the bot rune. And the Coil just came out too late. You know, you really want to use those skills in tandem if you can. Yeah. And the Coil and the Egg just to keep everybody in place, but didn't really turn out that way for RNG, unfortunately. And all those guys had a really rough time. You can still stun. Doesn't matter how much gold you've got. These team fights doesn't make that much of a difference.
Setsu kind of hanging out on the front lines right here. Not really fearing the Ember Spirit too much, but it will just be a friendly little poke at each other.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Bit of prodding amongst friends. Yeah, they really want to find this Witch Doctor again, kicking him back, but not really finding anything. And now Arfu's in a really awkward situation. The TP's come in, Nisha joining this fight, and Arfu's going to TP himself out. Looks like he will get away with that one. Some nice dukes there from Arfu, going to save his life. No kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I wonder what's the mid one. I mean, you would assume he wants to build the Maelstrom next, if he wants to just keep up the tempo, you know, keep being aggressive, but could stop. Yeah, I was gonna say he could go for a Yules at some point as well. Obviously, very good up against the Puck Hex. Sorry, the Puck Silence, not Hex. Jesus, that would have been a quick Hex.
It would have. Yeah. Right. He's okay down here. I thought Puck was going to try for something there, but he didn't have a whole lot of health or meta himself, so just TP's back to base. 4k gold advantage. I mean, who is the pressure on right now? Because Nisha, he's having a ridiculously good time right now. He's got himself a Yasha. He's going to go for the Manta Star, which he'll have pretty shortly by the rate he's farming right now. Do RNG need to go and do something about this? Can they do something about this?
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you look at their team, without any kind of like late game pickup hexes and things, they don't really deal with him that well. All he has to do is spin TP, and he's gone. Like they have no way of cancelling it.
Unless you have the Supernova already going off by the time he spins. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Wall thrown down just because Darkseer wanted a Nisha all with himself. This is the play. This is the play. Here we go. Yeah, you've got a super farm Juggernaut? No. We have a super farm Juggernaut.
I'm wondering at this point whether, like, Nisha wants to build a Radiance at some point on the Jug. Like, it's really good up against the CK illusions and whatnot. Or whether he just goes for the pure right-click damage build. We saw it from, which was the game at Birmingham, where one of the Jugs built a late-game Radiance still anyway. Do you remember?
No, I don't, sorry.
I can't remember off the top of my head. And it was really effective, so I'm wondering whether Nisha wants to do the same this game.
I know we see Miracle going for these crazy builds all the time, but mid lane, there's actually a lot of secret heroes gathered up here, so they're looking to trade towers. I feel like, I don't know, who's this better for between this tower trade?
I think if Secret can keep trading the way they are, they'll be absolutely fine. And this tier 1 mid's like the most important tower on the map to get up. It opens up so much of the map to control. So Secret should be, happy with that trade. They're going to charge in.
Yeah, they're going for Arfu right now, and Arfu does not have his team behind him just yet.
No.
They're pretty far away. Tries to get the roll, but gets interrupted by Puppey, and that is going to be one dead Earth Spirit. Everybody else just going to clear themselves out, though still keeping the gentle push coming in. Not aggressive, just, you know, gently massaging the lane down.
Can we talk about the skill build on Puppey as well, on the Spirit Breaker?
We
Very
sure
different.
can, Mo Farah.
Dire's top tower
It's pretty cool. I saw Lil do this recently. I think he went 1-4-2 and put the second point in Bash, but with that max bulldoze, you get 70% status resistance, and you
Goodness.
basically just run into a fight with charge and say, "Try and kill me."
Yeah.
Like, I dare you. And even if they have to commit so much to kill Puppey because he's 1,300 HP already anyway. So with that extra status resistance, it's very difficult for them. And you either have to kill him or he's just going to continuously bash you. Take your pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, with, what's his attack speed? 1.43 attack speed. I'm not sure. Is continuous bashing a possibility? 17%?
Sure.
Well, no. What was it? Yeah, 17%. I can't remember if it's scaled or not.
are scanning.
I'm surprised. It feels like RNG really want to try and take a fight at this point in the game, right? Like, where they use all their skills effectively. Like, they have really good team fight. They've got the magnetized egg, the coil, but Secret are just splitting the map up so much at the moment, and they're not allowing RNG to have that 5-on-5 that they want.
He's so fun. He's going for the sub 20 minute, like, Maelstrom Manta drums
Dire's top
phase.
tower
My
is
god.
under attack.
Nisha is just an absolute machine. Insert space, receive wins. It's the kind of machine you want on your team, but Secret, they're smoked up. They have completely predicted what RNG is about to do here, and they could really ruin their day right now as they come into this one. The charge ripping through onto 2 and immediately bringing down that puck straight away, blocking the roll as Puppey comes in with the ultimate, and that's 2 heroes just assassinated in the river. Puck actually buys back into that one. I don't know about that one. You just made that bad to worse as Setsu throws down the buyback for absolutely nothing. I think he wanted to maybe jump to the orb and get down a coil or something like that, but the fight was already over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's one of those buybacks where if it works, it would have been great if they could have got something back out of the fight, but the fight started and ended so quickly that Puck just couldn't get back there in time. If they could have found like a good fight with a coil afterwards, you know, they have the egg available still as well, so they can look to do something straight away with the Puck buyback. It just it didn't turn out that way for them, unfortunately.
Well, Nisha's got it. He's got the Manta. Going for the Mjolnir next. There is just nothing slowing him down right now. I'm struggling to really see what RNG's options are from this point onwards.
Well, they need a big 5-on-5 round, and they need to get this wall on the jug as well. Like, that's the key point for them. That's where most of their physical damage will come from, if they can get the wall onto Nisha. Is it easy? No.
Well, it's easy to get the wall on the jug, but is it easy to that be enough to turn the fight around? And I think the answer to that is probably not, but you never know.
Yeah, especially, like, Zai had this really rough game on the Sand King, but, you know, he's still doing fine. Like, he's matching the net worth of the Darkseer. He's going to have this Blink Veil, and all he has to do is just jump into the fight and commit. Like, if he dies after he's using spells, it doesn't really matter. You know, as long as your Ember and Jug can just clean the rest of the fight up, then Secret are going to be more than happy. Bounty Rune's about to spawn.
I love the way Puppey uses the bulldoze to go and place down risky, like, counter wards or whatever. You know, just yeah, if there's anybody here who's going to stun me or whatever, I'll just get out of there. But now that bulldoze has run out, CK's actually going onto this one. Meanwhile, down on the bottom, they're actually going onto Nisha. This is a big kill going on, and they're actually going to be able to bring him down. The Juggernaut is dead. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, they get the kill onto Puppey. Monet, though, could be run down by Zai here, and he certainly will. Meanwhile, Arfu also took a fall down at bottom. So across the map, 2 fights breaking out simultaneously, and was 4 heroes dead in total, but I think the fact that Nisha died is probably the biggest point overall, right? Like, 600... He only gave 600... Lanham killed him, and Lanham got 605 gold.
But there were 4 heroes there.
I guess, but it still feels a little... I don't know.
I think, I mean, Nisha kind of used the spin a little bit early there going up the hill. He kind of didn't want to risk it because he was a little bit worried, but they don't really have any instant initiation that he has to worry about. Like, if you save the spin, you should be fine, right? Bot lane.
Puppey just saying hi. That's
Giving him a little love
greeting.
tap.
Yeah.
That's all. He actually goes for the Flame Guard DPS on the Ember. That's interesting. I mean, normally we see the Searing Chains just for the extra lockdown, but Especially because the flame
in the
card can be
trees,
taken
observer
off
down.
so
You see
easily.
Zai coming in here. They're actually going to get the silence off, so he can't stun up Lanham. And now the burst track actually misses on both, and Setsu's on top of him. Zai could be in trouble, but it's taken them a long time to bring him down as a charge comes through onto the Darkseer right now. But Zai dropping low, finally dead. Supernova gets him, and now with the Omni Slash coming through onto Flyby, Nisha finds a pick up on the side. Setsu just cancelling out that charge, but now also cancelling it again with the Dream Core, but it doesn't matter. He just gets ripped apart by Nisha all the same. 3 heroes dead, and all for Zai. It's just not much of a trade as Monet picked up on the backlines by Yapzor and mid one, and now goes down the Pigeon as well. Lanham is dead. 5 heroes dead on RNG. Team Secret, they're in a perfect position now to push for high ground. Might not actually, as the cooldowns are pretty short on their deaths, but they're definitely going to get us tier 2.
They just can't deal with this Jug at the moment. Yeah, like he got picked off before from a little bit of a mistake, but in these big 5-on-5 engagements, like the egg goes off, but this is what I was talking about. They don't really have any way of like keeping people still apart from the coil, from the puck. Jug doesn't care.
Yeah.
And mid one's doing a really good job of just dancing around the outside of these fights without ever really committing.
I was going to say, this fight really feels like a metaphor for the entire game, to be honest. You know, just Zai dying almost immediately, but then also being able to build enough space for his team to come in and win the fight and get a full team wipe going in. Poetic.
Zai MVP.
Zai MVP, yeah.
How's a Yasha queued up, by
I
the way?
support it.
Can you just talk about that?
Do we have answers if we do talk about it?
I don't think so.
No, so let's not. Nisha, meanwhile, he picks up a Mjolnir. I mean, I guess it's just movement speed he's going for. Maybe he goes for like the Kaya and Yasha a little bit later on. That's how he's starting things out. I'm fairly sure he just wants to go fast.
I mean, normally I would assume that he wants to go for some kind of purge, right, against the silences, and especially the magnetize as well. So like, normal people would build a Yules, but Zai's like, nah, man, get me this Manta, let's go. He's gonna get found actually in the bot lane.
He's seen a little bit, isn't he? Arfu saw him and was a little bit slow to react to that one as the orb does connect. Mid-one's coming in though, he gets Rudolph onto Puck. Puck now
He has an
getting
arcane
pretty
as well.
scared. Oh no, mid-one, he's coming back in. He's gonna have to remnant forwards, trying to grab somebody with the chains. He finds Arfu in the trees here. Arfu rapidly running out of options right now, as he will get finished off by mid-one. But it's in the
Looks
top
like
lane,
he-
which they have nothing to do with afterwards, and they're TPing up top. They want to try and go for Yapzor, but Yapzor, he's got his spider senses tingling, and he is out of there.
Monet is really close to this BKB now, though. He's just picked up the gold for it, so if they can take a good fight around this CK BKB, then God, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? At the CK BKB, then you know that might be a really good fight opportunity for them. It's just really difficult for the CK to lock a target down to get his damage off. Like these illusions are just falling down. You know, you have Nisha with the Mjolnir damage bouncing around.
Monet, jump spawn here, and then comes the Omni Slash as well, trying to make it over to the shrine. He's popped the BKB as well. Lanham actually helping take some of the Omni Slash and then getting the egg off. This could be really bad. Nisha getting ripped apart, but does manage to bring down the egg just before he goes down and trying to drive him back into the mess here. Vacuum comes in, but now mid-one joining in this fight. He's picked up a BKB and said, oh, where did he get that? But he's just turned the fight apart. RNG are absolutely going to disappear. And Secret, once again, they only lose Zai. Of course they lose Zai. What's he on right now?
Yeah.
2
2-9
and 9.
and 30. Got lots of assists now.
The 13's pretty big, but
I mean, that fight looked really good at first, right? Like, the CK just about survives, they get the turnaround with the egg, and all of a sudden, Nisha just spins on the Jug and hits the egg, and they're like, well...
yeah, that is a pretty major problem, the fact that he's got this Mjolnir now. Spin, the egg's gonna die, like, you know it's gonna go down, and... then it just looks like they were able to finish off Nisha, but nope, mid-one comes flying into the fight. He's just picked up this BKB, which I didn't spot. I was pretty surprised to see, but then they just have nothing to control it. December Spirit is dishing out a ton of damage onto them, so not much to do after that.
I'll take that as refuse gold given.
It feels like mid-one's always got an active rune in this game as well. It doesn't have one right at this moment, but I feel like in every fight that we've seen, like a little engagement, mid-one's just there with an arcane rune, or like a DD rune, or there's always something.
Oop, Coil in the middle lane. Puppy. No charging out of this one, my friend. He might be taking a death, although it's taken a very long time. Mid-one's actually jumped in on this one. They finally finish off Puppy, but mid-one heals on top of Arfu, and that's going to be a kill for him. Buyback comes in from Puppy. He wants to get back into this fight. Doug's here trying to get himself away, but he's just getting stunned up. The cask is just bouncing non-stop, and now the roots and now the charge, and Puppy buys back and gets a kill onto Flyby.
And they can just go into Roche now as well. You know, they get the 2 kills. As long as that Darkseer's down, he's the big... you know, we've talked about them really needing the wall on Nisha to win the fights. And without that, I think Secret feel pretty safe here. You know, they feel their net worth advantage at the moment.
Yep. Roshan, not long for this plane of existence. As mid-one just going to go and refill his bottle, get some items. He's not struggling to take down Roche at all, really. Just keeping that healing ward outside of the pit as well. It's an interesting thing to do, keeping the healing ward out of the pit there.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. It's just makes it more difficult for the Radiant side to ever get to it.
Yeah,
like if they jump into the pit,
yeah.
you just still have the free healing ward on the outside.
Efficiency, but meanwhile the charge is coming in. Monet popped the BKB early to not die for this one, but they've actually found the puck instead. Suspended in the air, bashed into the ground, and Setsu is brought down. Does have a buyback, it's going to use it, trying to get back into this one. Meanwhile on the back lines, trying to cancel it out. But on the front lines, Nisha just trying to fight up, and Monet, he's dropping so quickly, he is just gone. No buyback on the CK as they lose 2 heroes. Darkseer, he does get off the wall, but it just doesn't do anything. All that's left is a Supernova and Setsu. Supernova, Lanham on the background, but Setsu's caught out. Zai catches him. Goodbye, Setsu. Lanham, he's trying to do something, trying to do anything, but there is nothing to be done. GG is called, and Secret, they're just surrounding him. They're not even killing him. Okay, Mid-1 puts an end to his misery. And RNG, they tap out. It is going to be the first game going to Team Secret. 27 minutes in. A good laning phase from RNG, but they were